الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We're at the end of the chapter of Al-Wakala. And I think we stopped at وَالْوَكِيلُ أَمِينٌ لا يضمن. Oh no, before that. وَوَكِيلُ خُصُومَةٍ. وَوَكِيلُ خُصُومَةٍ. We'll take the previous two ones, which says وَوَكِيلُ مَبِيعٍ يُسَلِّمُهُ. You guys are there? وَوَكِيلُ مَبِيعٍ يُسَلِّمُهُ. Towards the last part of the chapter of Al-Wakala. Al-Wakala is the agent, or when someone acts on someone else's behalf in the uqud, in matters of transactions and contracts. So we stopped at وَوَكِيلُ مَبِيعٍ. The wakil is the one. Who's the wakil? The agent. And al-muwakkil is the asil, or the principal. Right? And al-wakala is the contract itself between them. So wakilu mabi'. Al-mabi' is the object, the item that is the subject of al-wakala. So someone is an agent acting on someone's behalf to sell something. So wakilu mabi'in yusallimuhu. Yusallimuhu means he hand over this item. ولا يقبض ثمنه إلا بقرينة. And he does not take the price of it, or the money, the price of the mabi' except with a qarina, or an evidence that he can. As we said, this is something by default. If someone is acting on someone's behalf to sell, someone said to his wakil, take my car and sell it. So when he sells it, after the transaction is done, he gives it to the new buyer. This is yusallimu. But can he take the money? This is what is normally, that he would take the money and give it back to the asil, or to the one that gave him that authority. But he says here, it has to be with a qarina, it has to be with some evidence that he would do so, because people might, as mentioned yesterday or before, people might have a wakil, have someone to act on their behalf to sell, but they don't trust them necessarily with the money. You just sell the car, but the money, it comes to me directly. So the money, they make it separate from the taslim al-mabi', separate than giving the mabi'. So unless it's already known that he would sell it and he would bring the money to him, this is fine. That's why just to mention this separation between both. So there has to be a qarina, or something that even, or a permission, something of that nature, because of the thaman, because of the money. But then the opposite, وَيُسَلِّمُ وَكِيلُ الشِّرَاءِ الثَّمَنِ. And we also talked about that one. وَيُسَلِّمُ وَكِيلُ الشِّرَاءِ. The wakil here is wakil in al-shira. He is an agent in purchasing. So when someone says to someone else, purchase a car for me, so that means he gave him the money, he has to give him the money. So وَيُسَلِّمُ وَكِيلُ الشِّرَاءِ الثَّمَنِ, because it doesn't make sense how he's going to purchase it. So that's different than bay' or selling. Clear? And this is the last thing that we talked about last time. And then he says وَوَكِيلُ خُصُومَةٍ لَا يَقْبِضْ وَقَبْضٍ يُخَاصِمْ. That means وَوَكِيلُ خُصُومَةٍ. The wakil of khusuma. If there's a dispute, someone acts on someone's behalf in a dispute, that's fine. This is a valid type of wakala. لا يقبض. If there is a qabd, if there is money as a result of this, of the dispute, he doesn't take it. He doesn't take it. Unless also there's an evidence to that also. وقبض يخاصم. وقبض يخاصم. That mean the opposite. If he takes something, if he takes the money, or he has money with him, then he has the right to be in the khusum, because he took the money. Then he can be the one that would have the خصومة or the dispute. So this is when it comes to the وكالة of الخصومة. ووكيل خصومة لا يقبض وقبض يخاصم. That means if he takes the money, then he has the right to have the خصوم. So this is to show the permissibility of having وكالة when it comes to matters of خصومة or dispute, and that he would not guarantee if there's a money to be given, because he might appoint someone else to have the qabd or to take the money. So if either he doesn't have the authority to take the money, or he has the authority to take the money if there's a dispute about money. So if he has the money, then you him, then there's no problem in this. Then he says والوكيل أمين لا يضمن إلا بتعد أو تفريط. الوكيل أمين. The agent is أمين. This is a matter of trust. So he's entrusted with whatever money or the mabi' or the item. So as a result of that, if someone is أمين لا يضمن, he does not guarantee. Meaning if something happens to it, he does not have to give the value of it or the like of it. This is the meaning of أمين. لا يضمن, he does not guarantee that item unless إلا بتعد أو تفريط. Except with تعد, he made تعدي, that means he transgressed or he negligence, and as a result of that it got ruined, then in that case he is ضامن. So again, the wakil, he took the car to sell it and he had an accident. There's nothing on him. He does not have to fix the car. He doesn't have to give him the like of it unless he was negligent, unless it was clearly his fault and he ruined the car. Then in that case, he would be ضامن. In this case, he would guarantee. Clear? So this is the wakil. ويقبل قوله الوكيل. Now this is if there's a dispute between the wakil and the muwakkil, a dispute between the agent and the principal and the asil. They have a dispute. The wakil says he didn't give me anything. The asil says I gave him, but he sold it to himself or something. So here he says ويقبل قوله. That means the statement of the wakil is to be accepted in the dispute between them. في نفيهما أو في نفيهما, which here according to this, that means when something is denied, So whatever the deny is. So if one say I didn't take anything, the other one says no, he took or he didn't take. So who's the one that is to be? Unless there's no bayina, there's no evidence. So if there's no evidence, the wakil statement is to be taken, because he is amin. He is someone that is entrusted. وهلاكن بيميني. So this is يقبل قوله فينا فيهما وهلاكن بيميني. If there's halak, if something that get ruined, so denying, then they take the statement of the wakil. If something get ruined, then he has to swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that it wasn't him, or he has nothing to do with it. So the statement of the wakil is to be accepted with al-yamin. ويقبل قوله في actually both, I'm not sure why they have it separated. So ويقبل قوله في نفيهما ولكن بيمين. Both is to be taken, to take the statement of the wakil by the yamin. So if one is denying something versus the other, or something get ruined, then the wakil statement is honored with his yamin, that he would swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that what he's saying is the haqq, is the truth, and that's the end of it. And then he says كدعوى متبرع رد العين أو ثمنها لموكل. كدعوى متبرع. الدعوة is the claim. So متبرع رد العين. The متبرع here is the wakil. He is acting without, he's an agent but without taking money for it. So the wakil either can be متبرع, the wakil can be either doing this as just out of his goodwill, متبرع, or he's getting paid for being a wakil. So if he's متبرع, if he is doing it out of his goodwill, he's not getting any money for it. So كدعوى متبرع رد العين. The متبرع, if he returns an item that he took, then we take the claim of the متبرع because he's متبرع. He says that's why he says كدعوى متبرع. The متبرع, the one that does something out of his goodwill, that means he's not to be accused. Why? Because he's متبرع. So if there's no bayina, then we take his statement. رد العين, he returned in returning the item. So al-asil or the muwakkil, he denies that he returned the car to him, right? But he says, I returned it. And there's no evidence then to take the statement of al-wakil that he returned it because he's mutabarri'. If he's not mutabarri', if he's not doing it for free or so, then in this case, he has to swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if there's no evidence. Okay? أو ثمنها لموكل. رد العين أو الثمن. Return the car or the price of it to the موكل. This is his claim, I returned it. And he was متبرع. لا لورثته. لا لورثته. But if the أصيل died, if the موكل died, and the agent, he says, I returned the item, the money, the car, and they said, and he died, the muwakkil died, so now we have the heirs. In that case, he has to swear by Allah, biyamin. Why? Because it's not anymore the relationship between the wakil and the muwakkil, and the waratha, the heirs, they did not make this wakala to him. So in that case, in that dispute, he would swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he has nothing to do with it, and he returned it, and that will be sufficient. لا لورثته إلا ببينة. So, and if the bayina, I'm sorry, here, bayina, with an evidence. So if it's to the waratha, it has to be with a bayina, with an evidence. Before that, it was biyamin. By his oath, he would say, I returned it. But to the waratha, to the inheritors, then it has to be with a bayina, with an evidence, because he does not have that wakala with them. So again, so the yad, they call it yadul wakil. The hand of the wakil is yadu amana. When he has something, the agent, he has it as an amana, so he's to be treated as amin. If there's a bayina, if there's an evidence, the matter is clear. But if there's no bayina, if there's no evidence, then his statement is to be taken with the amin, with swearing by Allah that he didn't do any, evil actions or taking it or things like this, unless it becomes clear that he was negligent, if in the matter of a dispute. But to the waratha, to the inheritors, he has to bring a bayina, an evidence, because now it's the waratha. It's not the muwakkil. Is it clear? So the wakil, if he's mutabarra, he's doing it for free. To the muwakkil, in the dispute, he just have a yamin to swear by Allah if there's a dispute between them. But if the muwakkil died, then he has to bring an evidence to the waratha, to the inheritors. No, if he's not mutabarri', if he would have, this is actually kada'wa mutabarri'. The reason why he would have to make the yamin anyway, because he is like a mutabarri'. But when he's getting money for it, then he is to be treated a little bit different than someone mutabarri'. So he's still, if he is taking money for it, some said that he has to bring a bayina if it get lost, because he's getting money for it. But if there's no bayina, yamin is sufficient. And for the waratha, in any case, he would have the bayina. We'll stop here, inshallah. And if you have any questions, especially with the matters of fiqh, inshallah, hopefully we can answer that next time. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وصحبه وسلم. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك.